Hello and welcome dear mathletes once again to Mathlete Mind. We continue our journey of similar triangles, and in this particular video we'll be understanding some textbook gems, understand the step-by-step solutions with complete concept clarity as well as relate them to some real-life examples. So let us begin. The first question that we have, or in other words, the first theorem that we are going to dedicate the first question is a chord theorem. So what exactly is the chord theorem? Here, basically, we have a circle, and within the circle, we have two chords AB and its CD that are intersecting at the point P. So now you must remember this P is not necessary that it should be the center of the circle. It can be any point where these two chords are intersecting. So we have to prove that the product of PA into PB is equal to PC into PD. This is called the chord theorem. So how are we going to prove this? First of all, if we take the triangle APC and DPB, if these two triangles, these two angles, that is APC, angle APC will be equal to angle DPB. The reason being they are a pair of vertically opposite angles. Then we get angle CAP is equal to angle BDP. Now, what is the reason behind these two angles being equal? Suppose we join the point C and B, we get a chord over here, CB. So now these two angles are on the same side of the chord, on the major segment of the chord. Angles in the same segment are equal. So we get here angle CAB is equal to angle BDC. But these two angles are also within the two triangles. So we can write down angle CAP is equal to angle BDP. Angles in the same segment. Angles in the same segment. So this is now we get in these two triangles, two angles are equal. So third is definitely going to be equal. Or you can also prove it by joining the AD as create a chord over here and say that these two are in the same segment. But that's not mandatory because we have already got two angles equal. So now we can write down the triangle APC is similar to the triangle DPB. So now if we write down the proportionality relation of the sides, we'll get here AP by DP is equal to PC by PB is equal to AC by DB. Since we have to prove PA into PB is PC into PD, we'll take this portion of the proportionality and cross multiply. So we get here PA into PB is equal to PC into DP, and we can rewrite that as PD. So I have directly written here PA into PB is equal to PC into PD. And this is what we have to prove. So the concepts that we have applied over here is angles in the same segment and vertically opposite angles are equal. Moving on, let us see what is the real life application of this particular chord theorem. So here there's an architect who's supposed to design a circular path. Now, when he designs a circular path, he has to place them in such a cross manner that the two paths cross each other, and at a specific point there has to be the thing installed, lamppost to be installed at a particular point. So he measures the path AB and finds that to be 20 meters, and then he makes the thing from the same point of installation. He measures the other distance, say PC, and finds it to be 8 meters. So now, without any much simplification or calculation or actual measurement, he can find out the distance PD, because here we are getting PA into PB, that is 16 into 4, 64. PC is 8, so PD will definitely be 8 meters. So without much actual real measurements on the ground, you can directly find out the measurement of PD. That is the other length of the chord over here, or the other path length over here. So moving on to the next question, again we have here a circle, and basically when you look at this question, you find the same concept has to be proved. But here there is a slight difference because the chords are meeting at an external point P. So here we have a chord CD which has been produced, that is DC has been produced to P and BA has been produced to P, and then The important concept to be understood over here is we have ABDC lying on a circle. So basically this becomes a quadrilateral ABDC, and it is a cyclic quadrilateral because all the four vertices are lying on the circumference of the circle. So now there we'll apply the important concept of the cyclic quadrilateral, and that is the opposite angles. The sum of the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. So we can write down angle ACD plus angle DBA. This is equal to 180 degree. But if you look at this chord CD or DC, it has been extended over here. So PD is a straight line. So we can say angle PCA plus angle ACD is equal to 180 degree. This being a linear pair. This is because they are the angles, opposite angles of the quadrilateral. So these two relations, because they are equal to 180 degree, we can equate them. And if we remove the common factor ACD, common term ACD from both these relations, we will get angle PCA will be equal to angle DBA. Supposing this angle, we keep it as x degree, so this will become x degree. Now let us consider the triangle PAC and PDB. So in these two triangles PAC and triangle PDB, we get here angle P is the common angle. Angle P is common. And we have proved that angle PCA is equal to angle PBD. Angle PBD. PCA, DBA, I am talking at DBA, so we can take it as PBD also. Because this is the same angle over here. Alright, so we can replace this and write it as PBD. So we get here these two angles equal and angle P is common. So now we can write down triangle PCA is similar to triangle PBD. So if we write the proportionality relation, we'll get PC by PB is equal to CA by BD is equal to PA by PD. On cross multiplication of this ratio and this ratio, we'll get here PC into PD is equal to PA into PB. So this is if the chords are meeting externally, or you have to find out some external point measurement over here, that can be done again with the application of the same theorem. PC into PD is equal to PA into PB. Next we have medians matter. Now what are the medians that we are going to talk about? Medians are any straight line which joins one vertex, any vertex of the triangle with the opposite side, meeting the opposite side in such a way that it bisects the opposite side. So if AD is a median, D will be the midpoint. If PM is the median, M is the midpoint. So now let us read this question. Sides AB and BC and median AD of a triangle ABC are respectively proportional to the sides PQ, QR and the median PM of the triangle PQR. Show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. So first let us see what is given. The sides AB, BC and the median AD. They are proportional to the sides PQ, BC is proportional to QR and the median AD is proportional to PM. This is what we are given. So now what we do is we take this relation that we are given here and AB by PQ. We know that D is the midpoint over here because AD is the median. So BC can be written as 2 times BD. Similarly, QR can be written as 2 times QM. This is equal to AD by PM. So if we cancel out the 2 from here, we get a relation AB by PQ is equal to BD by QM is equal to AD by PM. So now if you look at the proportionality here, we get AB by PQ is equal to BD by QM is equal to AD by PM. So they are basically the sides of these two small triangles. And all the three sides of ABD is proportional to the sides of the triangle PQM. So we can write down triangle ABD is similar to triangle PQM. The two small triangles. So now, if they are similar by SSS criteria, here the criteria that we have applied is SSS criteria of similarity. So we can write down angle B is equal to angle Q, the corresponding angles become equal. So angle B becomes equal to angle Q. So now if we go back to the bigger triangles, in the bigger triangles we are already given AB by PQ is equal to BC by QR. This is already given. And now we have proved that the included angle over here, angle B is equal to angle Q. Angle B is equal to angle Q. So now we can categorically state that triangle ABC becomes similar to big triangle PQR by the criteria of SAS. So here we have applied the same criteria of similarity. One is SSS and one is SAS. Now let's try to understand why these medians matter in real life. Here we have a diagram or a figure. Here we have one A-frame cable and a small garden shed to visually demonstrate that similarity is about proportion, not size. So now, if this central cord over here or the central support beam follows the same proportionality relation as the outer sides and the floor distance, then automatically the vertical angles will become equal. So which will become a very strong support. And this is also a concept used in scale modeling. So now if these angles, if the proportionality is not same, automatically the angles will not be equal and so the entire model will become distorted. So when we are creating miniature architectural prototypes of buildings, it must see to it that these vertical angles with the help of the medians, you have to check it out, the proportionality of these medians or the vertical structures that come down, they are in the same scale factor, with the same scale factor as the sides and the floor distance. So ultimately, what we find is if we create something like this, the structure becomes completely based on this particular median theory and it is not distorted. But if the proportionality relation does not hold true, then the new structure or a replica of the structure is completely distorted. So next question is again based on the median, but here this question is slightly different from the previous one. How it is different? Here we are given sides AB and AC and the median AD. Here instead of the side BC, we are given the side AC. So this is the ratio that is given. AB by PQ is equal to AC by PR is equal to AD by PM. This is what we are given. Now again we have to prove triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. So in this case what we do is we have to do some construction here. Now AD is the median it is given and PM is the median. So the medians are extended. AD is extended to a point E such that AD is equal to DE. PM is extended to the point F such that PM is equal to MF. Now D is the midpoint, so BD is equal to DC. M is the midpoint, so QM is equal to MR. So now if you look at the triangles ADB and EDC, triangles ADB and triangle EDC. In this case, and here we'll take triangle PMQ and triangle FMR. Now in both the cases, what will happen is this side AD is equal to DE by construction. AD is equal to DE by construction. BD is equal to DC given. This is by construction. This is given. And angle ADB is equal to angle EDC. Similarly, here also we get the same relation. The two sides, these two are equal. These two are equal, and so this triangle becomes congruent to triangle EDC. That is, ADB is congruent to EDC. And similarly, we can write PMQ is congruent to FMR by SAS criteria of congruency. So here the concept that we have applied first is congruency of the triangles. ADB is congruent to EDC and PMQ is congruent to FMR by SAS criteria. So if they are congruent, we can say that the remaining sides and angles are equal. So AB becomes equal to CE. AB becomes equal to CE, and in this triangle PQ becomes equal to FR. Now if we go back to the original relation that we are given, AB by PQ is equal to AC by PR is equal to AD by PM. So here we will replace AB by PQ with CE by PR. PQ is FR is equal to AC by PR is equal to AD by PM. So if we write down this relation over here, we get here CE, I'm rewriting it, CE by FR is equal to AC by PR, and it is equal to AD by PM. So now what we are going to do is multiply this AD by PM by 2 and 2. So we get here CE by FR is equal to AC by PR is equal to 2AD by 2PM. So 2AD and 2PM, right, that gives us AE and PM. So we can replace this with AE and PM. So now if you look at the relationship that we have got, CE is this side, FR is this side, AC of this side of the triangle, PR is the side of the triangle, AE is this side of this triangle, and AF is the side of this triangle. So we come to the conclusion that triangle ACE is similar to triangle PRF. Triangle PRF. By what criteria? SSS. All the three sides are proportional. So if they are similar, then the angles, corresponding angles are equal. So supposing these are the corresponding angles over here. Angle A is equal to angle P. So we get here angle A is equal to angle P, supposing it is x degree. In a similar manner, by joining BE, we can also prove that angle BAD, say it is y degree, and this is y degree. So we can prove them equal. So now we get this angle, vertical angle of both the triangles as x plus y. I can write down angle BAC is equal to x degree plus y degree, and this is equal to angle QPR. So the vertical angle becomes equal. Now if we go back to the relation that we were given AB by PQ is equal to AC by PR, and now we get these two vertical angles equal, that is angle BAC is equal to angle QPR. So now the big triangles ABC and PQR become similar by SAS criteria. So the concepts that we have applied over here, right? Initially we had taken this congruency criteria, and after proving these two triangles congruent, we have come to understand that the corresponding angles and the sides are equal. And after that, once we get the corresponding angles and sides equal, the original relation that we were given, that has been replaced. AB by PQ has been replaced by CE by FR. And then we get a new criteria, a new proportionality relation. And in this new proportionality relation, we multiply AD by PM by 2 and 2. So we get this equal to AD by PM. So this proportionality relation refers to the triangle ACE and PRF. So we get these two triangles similar. So once these two triangles are similar and the criteria that we have applied is SSS, then we get the corresponding angles equal. So these two angles become equal. In a similar way, we can just write similarly, this angle can be proved equal as y degree, and you can say that the summation of x plus y in that is angle BAC will be equal to angle QPR. So the bigger triangles, that is ABC and PQR, will be similar because we have two sides proportional given and the included angle are equal. So by SAS criteria, the two triangles are similar. So that was how we proved that particular question. Now we come to the next part of the question, the same video, and here we find the hidden geometry of right triangles. So here we have a right angle triangle, right angle at the point C, at the vertex C. A perpendicular has been drawn on the hypotenuse, intersecting the hypotenuse at the point D. So the first part of the question says that you have to prove BC is equal to AB. Now let us understand what is P and what is C and what is A. And A is the side opposite the vertex A, B is the side opposite the vertex B, and small c is the side opposite the vertex C. So PC, that means product of CD into AB, should be equal to BC into AC. That is the first thing we have to prove. So now, in order to prove that, let us take the triangles BCD. Triangle BCD and the triangle BCA. Now, in these two triangles, angle B is the common angle. And we have here angle BCA, or angle BCA is equal to angle BDC, 90 degree. So now we get here the triangle BDC is similar to triangle BCA by angle criteria. These two are similar by AA criteria. BDC is similar to BCA. So now we can write down the proportionality relation. BD by BC is equal to DC by CA is equal to BC by BA. So BD by DC. BD is this part of this hypotenuse, and BC is this side A over here, so we can ignore this. BC is what length? BC is P. CA is this length, that is B. So P upon B is equal to BC, and that is equal to A, and BA is equal to BC. BC is this line and BA is equal to C. So if we cross multiply, you get BC is equal to AB, which was to be proved. Now, following from this, we have to prove the second part also, that is 1 by P square is equal to 1 by A square plus 1 by B square. Now, you can do it either in different ways. You can take the left hand side and prove it equal to the right hand side, or you can prove it with the first proof that we have got. So, if we take the first proof that we have got, PC is equal to AB. If we square both the sides, we'll get P square C square is equal to A square B square. So from here we can write down P square. C square can be written. Now if you take, this is a right angle triangle. So C square is this side AB. So that can be written as A square plus B square. Pythagoras theorem is equal to A square B square. So now if I divide both the sides by P square, I get here A square plus B square is equal to A square B square by P square. Divide again both the sides by A square B square. So you get 1 by B square plus 1 by A square is equal to 1 by P square. This is what has to be proved over here in the second part. So this is one option. Otherwise, you can proceed from here 1 by P square. You can replace P by AB by C. So this will become C square by A square B square, and proceed in the same way, apply Pythagoras theorem and get the desired result. So this was how we proved it. Now, moving on to the next, like here we have one particular very simple example of the application of this theorem that we have proved. 1 by p square is equal to 1 by a square plus 1 by b square, not the theorem, a concept. So here this is a suspension bridge, a very simple example, and these are the two beams over here, A and B. And there is another, now to keep this stable, there is another high tension cable from this point which is meeting, these two cables, beams are meeting at an angle of 90 degree. From here, high tension cable P has been this thing dropped. And if it has to be completely, it has to be completely straight and it has to meet the walkaway at an angle of 90 degree. So now, with the help of this theorem, we can find out the length of this high tension cable that has to be drawn, that has to be dropped from this meeting point of the two beams over here. By applying this particular concept, 1 by p square is equal to 1 by a square plus 1 by b square. You won't have to even measure the length of C over here to get the value of P. You just have to apply this and get the value of P from here, the length of the high tension cable. So this is one very simple application just to make you aware that these are not very abstract theorems. They are reflected in real life examples. So you can find out more of these examples as you come across them and try to understand these concepts very clearly. Next question is again based on right angle triangles. Basically here we have initially been given two simple triangles ABC and DBC. They have a common base BC. Now we have to prove this particular relation, area of ABC by area of DBC is equal to AO by DO. So we have to do a bit of construction here. First of all, the triangles have been drawn with the base BC and the two, the same AD and CB are intersecting at the point O. And then we draw perpendicular AE and DF. So now we get here two small triangles AOE and DOF. Triangle AOE and triangle DOF. Now in these two triangles we get here angle AOE is equal to angle DOF. Vertically opposite angles. And angle AEO is equal to angle DFO. 90 degree each. So we get here the two triangles are triangle AOE is similar to triangle DFO. AOE is similar to DOF. AOE will be similar to DOF. So we can write down the proportionality relation AO by DO is equal to OE by OF is equal to AE by DF. This is FOB. So we get this relation. Now we take the two big triangles ABC and DBC. Now area of triangle ABC. Area of any triangle is defined by half base into height. And area of triangle DBC. Base is the same, so we can write this as half BC into the vertical distance, that is height AE, and this is half BC into this height DF. So this gets cancelled out, we get AE by DF. But AE by DF is equal to AO by DO, this relation that we have proved. So we can just replace it and write area of triangle ABC by area of triangle DBC is equal to AO by DO, which was supposed to be proved. So basically here what are we applying? We have to do some constructions in these type of questions. So that you must keep in mind. You have to do a relevant construction. It is not any construction that you have to do. So here we have constructed two right angle triangles and proved them similar with the help of AA criteria. Then written the proportionality relation of the sides. And after that we get this final solution over here. So with that we come to the end of this video. Hope you liked the explanation. Thank you for watching.